Well, good afternoon, Loggers fans, and welcome to Forest Grove, Oregon for this afternoon's contest between the LC Valley Loggers and your LC Valley Loggers and the Pacific Boxers. So a little bit of history on Pacific. The school was established in 1974, so it's a fairly old institution. They have 4 campuses and a total of about 3,600 students among those 4 campuses. The mascot, of course, as I mentioned, is the Boxers, and that's a reference back to some of their history with missionaries in China. And so they've had a variety of mascots in that vein over the years. And if you take a look at their Wikipedia page, it looks like their mascots have a habit of going home and going on cross-country tours. So their current mascot, they have a large bronze on campus as well as one in the library where hopefully it will not walk away. So this is week 5. The Loggers have 4 games under their belts, a record of 1-4, a good strong start against Community Christian College of California. And then we've been working back to looking for a second win, and we'll see how today goes. It's a fairly large roster for Pacific. About 150 students total on the roster, so we should see the second half of that roster this afternoon. Even the second half is fairly large. I believe we've dressed about 20 or 22 players for today's contest. We do have one brand new player to the roster this week, number 32, Landon Buchanan. So I made a reference in the chat to ironing out an official situation. I don't believe that officials have yet appeared for today's contest, so that may affect the format a little bit. It is a rainy afternoon here in Forest Grove, Oregon. The Loggers had an uneventful ride over, left Lewiston at about 1 o'clock yesterday, got into Tigard a little after 8 o'clock, a good night's sleep, some breakfast, and an uneventful ride out to Forest Grove. So we're going to see a little bit of a change at quarterback today, and we'll hear from Coach Wendell during halftime regarding that. He is feeling a little under the weather, so he may or may not make it to the sideline today. When I last talked with him about 90 minutes ago, he was resting in the van and hoping to rally and be able to join us. So let's go over today's roster for your LC Valley Loggers. Number 1, Brock Morris. Number 4, Bryce Klein. Number 5, Zane Rodriguez. Number 7, Damian Demler. Number 8, Garrett Thibodeau. Number 11, Iangelo Nunez. Number 13, Hunter Bell. Number 15, Toby Shaper. Number 16, Cesar Alberto. 21, Zeke Miller. 22, Wiley Mays. 23, Cody Ryan. 24, Reagan Fitzpatrick. 25, Dylan Moore. 27, Austin Olson. 32, Landon Buchanan. 44, Nolan Swafford. 45, Dylan Sadler. Number 50, Jesse Cronin. 51, Chad Sutherland. 52, Hayden Berger. 54, Daytona Jordan. 55, Richard Vecchio. 56 is Cody Ryan's alternate jersey. 57 is Toby Shaper's alternate jersey. 58 is Dylan Moore's alternate jersey. 59 is Alonzo Flores. 75, Malachi Bruni. And 77, Tucker Brown. So we should be about 5 to 7 minutes before kickoff. We will have the national anthem. We don't have a real great way to get crowd mics outside, so we may not have a lot of crowd sound coming into today's broadcast, but we're just looking forward to a nice contest. Unlike some of the other facilities, there are not going to be beams blocking our view today, so that is nice. Just a really nice, appears to me, cantilevered cover for the home fans here. as usual, the loggers have traveled pretty well. We've got a few on the far side. Most of the logger faithful are sitting here on the near side under the covering. And looking forward to seeing what we get today. For those of you who may not have tuned in yesterday for some of the contests, great afternoon of football up on the Palouse with victories by both the Idaho Vandals and the Washington State University Cougars. Both games came right down to the wire, with the Vandals going ahead with a field goal with 1 second remaining, and then returning a kickoff return fumble for another 6 after time expired. I was able to listen to much of the game between Wazoo and the Cougars yesterday afternoon on the ride over, and what an exciting game. Just a shootout, and nice to see the Palouse doing so well yesterday. We'll see how the loggers can do this afternoon to keep things rolling for the Quad Cities area. So I won't have a lot of names for Pacific. For most jersey numbers, they have 2 and sometimes 3 players. And so I just am not as successful as I'd like to be guessing which name goes with which number. We'll try to get numbers when we can. But for the most part, the boxers will be numbers rather than names. So we appreciate those of you who've tuned in for today's contest and who are supporting the loggers all season. It's great to have so many people both here in person as well as online cheering on your loggers. I'm going to step away for one brief moment, and we'll come back shortly with the national anthem. Thanks for tuning in. All right, well, welcome back. Looks like we found some folks to run the chains on the far sideline. I've heard rumor of possibly a little bit more of an offensive scrimmage type format today. We'll see when the Loggers come back out on the field exactly how things are when the game starts. We're going to try to have a game clock on today's broadcast. We'll give it a try, and hopefully we can be successful with that. It's not tied into the live clock, so it's just a matter of me trying to keep it current with what's transpiring. The plan for today was for 4 12-minute quarters, and we'll see whether our official situation influences that at all. But it's a beautiful facility here in Forest Grove, Oregon. Seating for, I would estimate, about 1,000 covered, with seating for a couple hundred on the opposing sideline. You can see over there. It's an artificial surface, so it may be a little bit slippery with the rain that we're expecting to last through much, if not all, of the game. But it's not raining real hard. Enough that it may make some passes a little tough to catch and may make it a little more of a running game than it would otherwise be. So as we were getting ready for the game, you can see the scissor lift out there underneath the scoreboard. A few of the panels were not functioning, and Pacific got their facilities crew to take care of that right away. So there's just an announcement over the PA system that the start will be delayed while they continue working on the situation with the officials. My personal hope is that means they've found some who are going to dress down and be able to be down here. It'd be a shame to come over from Lewiston yesterday and travel back today and not be able to get a fairly normal game in. In the meantime, I think I will just step away and we'll return as soon as we have more information. Well, the only development at this point is that we seem to be having a conference at midfield. A number of vloggers have retrieved the items from the sideline. I'm not sure whether that's just to go get them out of the rain for a little while or whether that's indicative of what may be transpiring. Coach Parham is on the far sideline. The Pacific coach has called the Pacific team out for a conference. The LC Valley trainer has taken her stuff off the field. I can hear from the press box that they haven't received an official announcement yet either. So I'm going to step away and go out to the main press box so that I can get whatever announcement is forthcoming, and I'll return shortly. Thanks for tuning in. All right, well, welcome back. Unfortunately, the game is being canceled due to the lack of available staff. So, and I'm going to keep the broadcast live for just a moment while I have a phone call here. Okay, and I just got off the phone with Program Director Bob Thorson. So today's contest will officially be a forfeit and will be recorded on the books, I think, as they record football forfeits 1-0, but you may know better than I. Wish we had a football game for you today. Unfortunately, we don't. I guess the upside is we'll get back into Lewiston a little sooner than planned. Hey, thanks for coming out. Thanks for supporting your loggers, both in person and online. And we look forward to next week where we'll see you down at Linfield. We'll go ahead and bring up that schedule of games. So we'll be at Linfield at noon on Sunday next weekend. For those of you in the area here, that's down at McMinnville. We'd love to see you in person. And for those who aren't there, we appreciate you joining us online. This is Romney signing off, reminding you today is a great day to have a great day. Good day, and God bless.